couple different things with paying for college, right? Okay, we talked about all the different degrees and all that kind of stuff. What are good ways to pay for college? What are good ways to pay for college? What kinds of things would you want to use to pay for college? Scholarships and grants are definitely a good way to pay for college, right? Work study is good. Okay. So that's not our first option though, right? Like that's like our last option, right? Okay. FAFSA. Okay. If I build up a savings, that's a good option, right? Like if I build up money over the next year to prepare for college, that's a good thing too, right? Okay. But loans are kind of like your last resort because loans you have to pay back, right? All the rest of this you don't, right? Good on that? Okay. All right. After you complete your FAFSA, what's going to happen? After you complete your FAFSA, what do you get back? Okay. So what is that paper called? Can you see it in your notes? So after the FAFSA, you get what back? The SAR, the student aid report, comes back and it tells you your family contribution, right? So like how much your parents are going to have to pay, yeah, after all of the grants and scholarships you've gotten, right? Okay. What type of aid should you accept first? What type of aid should you accept first? Should you accept loans first? Grants or scholarships, right? Okay. Good so far? Okay. If you want to lower your college budget, what types of costs should you focus on to lower? Okay, indirect, which includes just transportation. So we should look at indirect costs. Those are the costs that aren't going to the school, right? Good. Okay. What's going to be on the SAR when you get it? What kind of information is on the SAR? Remember that long document I showed you? It'll ask for it, like your personal information. What else? It'll have how much like it costs to attend the school, right? It'll have how much you're going to have to pay after your scholarships and that kind of stuff, and the types of financial aid you'll have. Okay. Anything else is not included on there. Anything that talks about money, that's going to be on the SAR. Good. Okay. Looking at your repayment plan. So go to the page that was like talking about loans. It's this page. All right, if I want the lowest amount of interest, which one am I going to pick? Does that have the lowest interest? The lowest interest. I'm going to get rid of all the rest of these. So is it standard, graduated, extended, or income driven? Which one gives you the lowest interest? Standard does. Do you see it? Okay. Standard is also the least, comparatively, the least amount of time, right? So reading right here, you'll pay a fixed amount of at least $50 a month. You pay off your loan faster, which means that interest isn't going to accrue as much. Okay, the longer it is, more interest you're going to have. Good? Okay. How do you find net price? Okay, so if I say it costs $10,000 to attend and you got $5,000 worth of scholarships, what's your net price? 10,000 to attend, 10,000 to attend, 5,000 for scholarships. 10,000 to attend, 5,000 for scholarships. How much is the net price? 5,000, because we took 10,000 and we subtracted 5,000. Good. Okay. All right, you just told me the formula for net price. Right. Okay, so sticker minus your scholarships equals the net price. Yep. Okay, tell me the difference between forbearance and deferment. Okay, which one does and which one doesn't? Look back at your notes. Look back at your notes. So that was on the next page.
Forbearance is less no, deferment is not.
Okay, so forbearance is I'm going to stop making payments, but my interest is going. Right? Deferment means stop paying and stop interest. Does that make sense? Don't get those mixed up. That's your quiz. Yeah. Questions over everything we went through. You okay?
What questions on
10. It's not bad. So today we're going to talk about different post-high school options and then research requirements for different career paths. So today, again, it's a lot of like research stuff. It's just to kind of get you thinking about future plans. Okay, so deciding what you want to do after high school can be confusing with so many options. How do you know which path is right for you? Okay, here are 4 obstacles to future planning. So there's fear of failure. You're going to want to write a little smaller than probably what I'm going to write. But fear of failure, this is where you're going to doing nothing because the fear of failing. Okay, so this is where you go, oh my gosh, I can't do this, da 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 da, and then you just do nothing because of that. Yeah. And that's when you have people living in their mom's basement until they're like 55 and they just do nothing. Yeah. Okay. Lack of direction. So this is, you don't know what you want and where you want to end up. Sorry. Again, write smaller than I did. External expectations. This one plays into a lot of things. So external expectations. Your parents, like how they view college, how they view jobs and careers. My dad told me that I needed to be a school teacher so that I could have kids, so that I could have the summers off and not it conflict with my career. That's the expectation of my parents. I love my dad, so I'm not talking bad about him, but he was trying to look out for me in that sense. Now, that's not what I wanted, but his expectation was like, hey, like if this is something that you want to do, then you've got to plan for it. Okay, so external expectations, that's going to be parental, financial. Okay, so maybe you don't go to that, D1 school because you can't afford it. Okay, or maybe even religious. I know that Mormons will go on like some type of trip in between like high school to college, and they'll do that for like a year for like a mission trip, and then they'll come back. Well, it's a big deal if you don't go on that mission trip, right? So mission trip. Yeah,
Where people like can find themselves.
kind of. I don't know. I'm not Mormon, so I can't speak completely on that, but I know students who've had some issues with going. Financial stress. I'm just gonna say it right now. Money is tough, right? Money is tough, money is tight. That finance part, that's a lot. Yeah. Okay, so those are the 4 obstacles when kind of planning your future. I'll give you a second to finish writing those down. Consider what your goals are and how they might affect your decisions. Hold on, let me see, because I can't read that. Are for the future and how they might affect your decisions. Okay, so like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Huh? Yeah. Psychologist, military, chef. Come to you for food. I mean, like, I can cook, but like not good. Okay. I can like keep myself alive. We're good. Okay. All right. So when you make those decisions about how to get there, things are going to impact it. This is a big one. Like these next couple of questions. How many of y'all are dog people? Same. So I didn't get a dog in college because I had to work and also go to school and then, hang out with friends. So like if you have a dog, like you can't go do those things. You can't travel unless you have somebody to like watch the dog. If you board the dog, it's like $300. Like that's a whole thing. But it's important to Caden to have pet dogs. How might this affect his career choices? He can't have what? Okay. So he can't have a crazy schedule. There you go. Can't be a doctor or military because he's going to be away a bunch of hours, right? Okay. Also financially, do you know how expensive dogs are? Expensive. And especially when they do stupid things. So I have Benjamin and Leia. Benjamin decided that it was a great idea to eat a hole in the wall. Yeah, right. It's funny until you come in and he's sitting there and he's so proud of himself. And then like fortunately he didn't like eat the wall, so I didn't have to like get his stomach pumped, but I did have to like patch up the wall. So yeah, he's an idiot. We love him. All right, Lucia knows she wants to travel. How might this affect her career choices? Money. Okay. So she doesn't have as much money to spend on maybe school, or she'd have to save up or that kind of things. Also, time off. Like if I want to take time off, there's only like a certain amount that I can take off, right? So she's going to need a job that either is remote or that she can take with her, right? Okay, so maybe choosing a remote job. Right. Katie wants to have plenty of free time to spend with her friends and family. How might this affect her career choices? Okay. Loose schedule. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you good. Or maybe, and if like a changing schedule, like, or doesn't work weekends. Yeah. So anybody interested in being a paramedic?
Hey.
No? No? Okay, so the boyfriend is a paramedic and they have a schedule where you work a 24 and then you're off 48 hours, which sounds great, but like after you work 24 hours, you're like dead to the world. So like that first day, you're just sleeping. But that's an alternating schedule, right? So it's kind of hard to plan if you're trying to spend time with friends and family, right? So you go ahead.
They work like 24 hours and 40 hours.
Right. Yeah. It's called like a California 7 or something like that. That's like the schedule. So something to think about. Nurses sometimes do that too, depending on like the field. So be mindful of your choices in career because that schedule is everything. Okay. Determining what you want to do after high school can be a confusing and overwhelming process for many. It's times like these, reflecting on your individual skills and interests can help you point yourself in the right direction. A career assessment can help you match your skills and interests with a career. Take some time and complete one of the following assessments. So pick which one you want to do and go ahead and take out your laptop. And I do want you to do this, even if you're like dead set on what you want to do in life. I want you to just see what are other options. You should always have plan A, plan B, plan C. There should be 3 things that you have a backup plan, right? You got to have it. You got to have it. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. I did a career assessment in high school and they were like, yeah, you're going to be a teacher. I was like, no, like, I don't want to, because my mom was a teacher and like, it was a whole thing. So then I decided to like try not to be a teacher and I came back to it and here I am.
So
Okay.
if I say what I'm not gonna be.
You're going to be it? Exactly. I'm going to be an NFL player.
That is how.
All right. So yes, I actually kind of like rigged it. Okay, so here's my assessment. It kind of shows me where I kind of fall. Most of the time I'm going to fall in that sciencey realm. Okay. You can also over here pick how much preparation you need for those jobs. So like if you need certifications, if you need schooling, that kind of things. If you need extensive preparation, it'll zero out those jobs. Okay. And then it also tells you the hourly wage, okay, on the right-hand side. Now, again, you don't have to go with what it tells you to do. But if you have zero idea what you want to do, probably a good start. Are there any questions about these assessments? Okay, and these are not the only ones that are out there. You can find other ones and they'll probably give you similar results, but maybe not exact. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on. If you're still working on that, that's fine. But let's go ahead and start talking about it. So now that you've had a chance to think about some of the options available to you after graduating, let's look at some in further detail. So the military, what are the requirements to enlist in the military? Say again. You have to be 18. What else?
You have to be adult. I'm ready to get rid of it.
Well, because they just don't have enough people signing up.
You have to have mental fortitude.
Mental fortitude. Okay, cool. All right, anything else on there?
Oh.
It's like 220, right? It's the ASVAB, right?
What's that?
That's a test. They have to actually take it. Yeah.
Oh, it has to be low.
All right. So here it is. You can actually you can enlist at 17, but like you can't do any active duty until 18. Yeah. So like my friends, they signed up for the Guard in like their senior year of high school, and then they went to North Georgia, and then they like actually started doing stuff. So you got to be a U.S. citizen. Okay. You got to have either a GED or a high school diploma. Okay. And then you got to pass a physical exam. Okay. It used to be like a mile and a half under like 16 minutes. And then there was like, you had to be able to do a certain number of push-ups, certain number of sit-ups and pull-ups. I don't know what it is now anymore. And then you got to pass the ASVAB test.
There's a written version?
What? Yeah. Yeah. She said, you can't be stupid. You also cannot have, like, you can't have gone to jail. Like, yeah, like you can't be in trouble. Okay.
The thing that can be you could do to the military where like it'd be like you do 6 years and 3 years in jail.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you got to be 18. You got to pass ASVAB. Got to have a high school diploma. You got to pass a physical exam. All right. What are some things you'll need to do to prepare for your MEPS visit?
What is that?
Learning so many things today. Okay, so here are some requirements for visiting a MEPS station. So MEP stands for Military Entrance Processing Station. Okay, so visitors must provide a valid ID. Duh. Okay. Security screening. That's metal detector, x-ray machine, and bag check. Visitor bag. This is actually like walking into the building.
PSA.
Yeah. So MEPS is they're gonna like do your physical exam and that kind of stuff. Okay. They'll look at your height and weight. Okay. You'll do a P test. Okay. They'll do a drug and alcohol test. Okay. Cool.
No, why you looking at me?
I don't know, you making noise. All right. So you need to make sure that you have an ID. You need to make sure that you're not on drugs.
Oh.
That you have weight in check. And I think the requirement is 220. I think it is 220.
What's the best? Yeah.
Okay, so MEPS is you just have to like meet the requirements. The ASVAB will look at like the scoring for that. That's the written test. Is it 99? Yeah.
It's not really the grading system is weird. It's not like a test. It's more of like it's like I don't know. Yeah, like depending on what you get right in certain sections, the same with jobs. Oh, so you don't have to take the exams.
No, you test into it.
Like you can choose your branch, but you have to qualify for that branch. Okay, so I didn't know that.
So like they don't just let you drive the tank.
Yeah.
Like you gotta qualify for it.
If I take the test and I'm like, I want to be like on frontline duty, but I test and they like see that I'm better at medical.
They're gonna put you in med. Yes. So like my buddy tested, he got medic, and then my other buddy isn't so great at like written tests, and so he got was it artillery? Yeah. So he will be sent out into yeah, which is exactly where he wants to be anyways. So it worked out.
For the Army, you can choose your job. Marine Corps, they choose your job. So it's like depending on what section you get on, they'll choose that. So if you're better on like the mechanical side, they'll put you in a job.
Okay, cool. Okay, so James knows that he's going to a MEPS in a few weeks, but he's not entirely sure what to expect. What would you tell him? What? Okay, no, that's the ASVAB. So MEPS is the medical exam. So it's almost like a doctor's visit, right?
I've been there.
You have?
Yeah. I
And?
haven't done it, but I've been in the place that did it.
Yeah? Okay, so what would you tell James? Okay, so just listen to instructions. Don't freak out. Don't lie.
Nah, like they really just tell you it's pretty much a whole bunch of yes or no questions. So on the question where you know that's qualify you, just say yes. Because they don't check for it.
Okay, so you got to follow instructions, answer the questions, and don't freak out. And don't put lie on your paper. All right, what can you expect after you completed your MEPS visit? Let's look it up. Anybody know?
I was going to say no hotel for me. Cause like it's like kind of far, so like you need to get the next day, so it might be a hotel when you do it. And then yeah.
So I think that's like
Yeah.
I've been in the military base, and my uncles showed me what they do.
okay. So after you go to MEPS, you can either get directly shifted to wherever you're supposed to go, either basic training or whatever. Delayed entry program. So like if you're still in high school, like and you have done all of your stuff, then they'll let you finish high school and then they'll ship you out. Okay. Yeah. It's a thing. Okay. What is the ASVAB? Does anybody know what it stands for?
Athletic, artillery.
Man, you
Army.
failing.
Army.
Failing. Armed Services, writing this down. You're writing this down. You're writing this down. Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery.
What does battery have to do?
I think they just wanted to sound cool. I'm not even gonna lie.
So the difference, let's say asthma.
Because then otherwise it would be like what? ASVAT? Yeah. Test.
Oh.
I just work here. I'll make the rules.
What?
All right, so you're writing it down. Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. So it's a standardized test to determine a person's aptitude for careers in the military and other areas. All right, the next question is great because I can actually answer this. Yay. So when can you take the ASVAB? So ASVAB testing, it's right here. There it is. Okay. So here's the QR code for it. It's September 12th. So you can sign up for it if you want. The deadline to sign up is September 6th. Okay. There's also going to be another administration February 12th. Okay. So if you're interested in that, you can do that. Okay. So September 12th or February 12th. Okay. So if you are interested in military, there is this website that talks about all the different careers. One of the benefits for going into the military is most of the time they'll pay for your school. So let's say that you graduate high school, you go into the military and you serve like it's either 2 or 4 years. I don't remember how much. And then they'll actually pay full scholarship for you to go to school. So my buddy went, did basic training. They paid for a full ride for him to go to North Georgia. He got out. He served 2 years. He didn't have to go overseas. He just did stuff here, but he was a medic. So, and that was it. Paid for a full college thing, right? And he's actually becoming a doctor. So they paid all for that. Yeah. No? Yes. Okay. All right. So go ahead. What I want you to do is go ahead and go into this website. So go ahead and type that website in. All right, go ahead and type that in. And I want you to search. All right, bring it back, bring it back. Okay, go ahead and search these careers within the military. I want you to pick one career and I want you to answer the questions down at the bottom. Okay, so take a couple minutes. You're going to that website and you're going to answer these questions down at the bottom. Was there anything that was like cool that you want to share? Any like interesting jobs that they have in the military? Okay, I'm gonna hate on my cousin's husband.
Oh.
Just like a second. So he's in the Coast Guard, or was in the Coast Guard. But he was a chef in the Coast Guard. So like he never really did any of like the like military aspect of it. He just cooked. Like, and he was like on a ship in Alaska for like a year. Which like I'm not saying that we don't need that. Like people need to eat, we need jobs. Like you know what I'm saying? So, but that is a job. But like it's not like every military job is not, you know, we're not there and like gun somebody down, right? That's not what it is. That's not what it is. Okay. Go ahead and look at the next page. What are some factors that can make it challenging to transition from military to civilian job?
Living, like the difference in the difference in living. Go ahead.
Okay, go. Yeah, emotional parts, right? So like that PTSD, right? Okay. A lot of your Marines have PTSD, right? Okay. Practical aspects. A lot of these people who go into the military, they serve for like 10 plus years. And so normally they don't have like a college degree. And so it's kind of hard for them to get other jobs, right? Okay. Anything else? maybe physical aspect. Maybe they got hit with something. Yeah. Okay. What are some steps to help make transitioning to civilian work easier?
Keep in a non-combat oriented job,
Okay. Work in non-combat.
or go to a branch that's more transitional until y'all kind of like for the Air Force or Navy. But if you want to go and question people how that stuff, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna be a lot of.
Okay. Having a backup plan.
What does that mean?
So you're going into the military. Is that all you want to do with the rest of your life? What else do you want to do?
But while I'm there, I do plan on getting like reading and stuff like that.
Okay.
I want to try to get my associates and stuff like that. But after I do transition more into the 3-letter agency.
Okay. Like CIA,
Oh,
FBI.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. All right. Entering the workforce. So all right, let's bring it back. Determining a career path that is right for you can be a daunting process. Here are 8 steps to help you focus your career path strategy. All right, so here are my 8 steps. Okay. You learn about potential careers. Okay. Discover growing market. Identify careers that match skills. Understand qualifications. Assess salaries and benefits. Compare careers. Establish SMART goals. And then number 8 is action plan. I'll give you a second. When deciding whether to accept a job offer, many people focus primarily on the salary. While salary is important, why might it be just as important to think about other factors? Yes. Feel targeted. Go ahead.
It's like literally the saying that really said, you know, if you know what you do, you won't work your day in your life. I do something you hate and
that was a little extreme, but okay. All right. Another thing to think about that oftentimes people don't look at is the benefits. I didn't understand the word benefits until like really I got my first like career. So benefits including insurance. Okay. And that can be dental, vision. It can be your PTO. Okay. My sister-in-law got a job and she had literally 3 months of PTO. Yeah, I know. I was like, what are you doing? She was a graphic designer for some company. Now they did really high layoffs though. Like they would lay off people constantly. So that 3 months of PTO normally turned into somebody's like 2 weeks kind of thing. So not the best job, but insurance is definitely one. Because you don't realize how much insurance actually costs you. Okay. It's expensive to live and take care of yourself. Okay. Remember, when you turn 25, your insurance is on your own. Okay. All right. Does your first job have to be your dream job? Yes. Yes. Okay. No. But here's one thing that people don't tell you. You get vested into a job after 10 years, and normally they have some type of retirement fund. So whatever job you kind of get invested into, you want to kind of stay with it for a little while. Now, if it's a terrible job, get out of there, but do that quickly. Don't be 5 years into it and go, man, I don't want to do this job anymore. Does that make sense? Okay, so like once I hit 10 years in Gwinnett County, I get vested into the retirement, and the retirement's great. Okay, so that means that if I work 30 years or if I turn 65, whichever one comes first, I can retire and they will pay me my check that I currently make and then some. Okay, and that's not even working after 30 years, 65. Does that make sense? So you want to find some type of retirement plan. Now, if your organization does not offer a retirement plan, there are Roth IRAs, there are 401ks that you can go and invest in. Okay, cool. You got a plan for your future because nobody else is going to do it for you. Okay. All right. Next. All right. Pick 3 occupations to learn more about. So you can open the Bureau of Labor Statistics Occupational Outlook Handbook. If you go into Google and just type that in, you can have it pop up. Select occupations by, click high school diploma. Leave all other options the same and then click go. So what you're going to notice is that there's hundreds of jobs that you can have that require only a high school diploma or equivalent. Okay. When you narrow down your search, select 3 different occupations you want to research in more detail and write them down. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to answer those questions. I don't think we're going to get to associate degrees yet today. I want you to go ahead and take a moment, pick 3 occupations. So this is like your plan CD. If your plan is to go to college and get a career, that's your plan A. Okay. If your plan is to go into the military, that's your plan A. This is like your option 2, 3. If nothing works out, if stuff hits the fan and you have a high school diploma, these are the jobs that you are eligible for. Okay. So go ahead and take a moment, research them, write down that information,